I'm joined by Oleksandra Matviichuk. She has emerged as the leading figure in documenting Russian atrocities in Ukraine. She heads the Center for Civil Liberties, which won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2022. Oleksandra, you live in Kyiv. What's life in the Ukrainian capital like at the moment?
Not easy life, frankly speaking. I associated this winter with cold, darkness, and gratitude. Cold and darkness for obvious reason. Russians destroyed energy infrastructure. It's prohibited to do even during the war, and that is why International Criminal Court opened new case based on crimes against humanity. So now it is minus 17 degrees Celsius in my city. We are literally freezing. We are freezing in our houses without heat, electricity, water, sometimes internet connection, so it's not easy. But why I mentioned gratitude as well, because people try to cope and people help each other. And it's very inspirational.
Your job is documenting atrocities, war crimes by Russia in Ukraine. How have the tactics of Russia changed since the start of the full-scale invasion?
They stop hiding. Before, Russia tried to hide the crimes. Let's remind ourselves that Russia denied that its Russians hit this Malaysia Boeing, which was proved by the court hearings in The Hague. But now they don't care. They are very cynical.
And how has your work then documenting changed?
When large-scale war started, we faced with enormous amount of crimes. Everything which we documented in first years of war, I mean occupation of Crimea and Luhansk and Donetsk regions in 2014, all this evil grows and multiplies. And we document not just violations of Geneva and Hague Conventions. We document human pain, and it's very difficult on a daily basis to work with human pain. When I try to explain what we are literally doing, I tell that the war turns people into the numbers. We have only in our database more than 100,000 episodes. But people are not numbers. And with our documentation work, we are returning people their names.
How do you keep from becoming cynical if you're faced with these atrocities on a regular basis in these stories?
Because parallel, I faced with the best in human beings. These dramatic times always test us and provide people an opportunity to express the best in them, to be courageous, to fight for freedom, to make difficult but right choices, and to help each other. And now in Ukraine, for all these years, a huge amount of people very sincerely helping each other, a huge amount of people risking their lives for others whom they never met before. We have no luxury to become cynical. I think that cynicism is illness.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to turn the focus a bit also on the international stage. Europe and the EU together with Ukraine has been pushing for a peace deal for the country. In your opinion, is it possible to come up with a peace deal, to make a peace deal with Russian President Vladimir Putin?
I think that it's possible to sign something which Russia will violate almost immediately. Because when we speak about peace, we speak about very important question. What and how to make Putin to stop this war? Not to make a pause, to retreat, to regroup, and to start large-scale war again. What security guarantees must this peace agreement ingrain in order to make Putin understand that it's impossible for him to occupy the whole country and he must stop? I don't see any serious discussion about security guarantees. What Trump proposed to create a special body, he will be head of this body, and so what? He will make a post in Truth Social, Vladimir stop. He did it before. His post in Truth Social didn't stop Vladimir.
What's the view of Ukrainians on Donald Trump at the moment?
It's interesting situation because when Donald Trump was just a candidate on elections, he told that he will finish this war in 24 hours per day. And I don't know why, but a lot of Ukrainians believed in it. And I looked to social surveys that comparison in other countries in Europe, Ukrainians had more trust to President Trump. But it's changed because we faced two parallel reality of this series of international meetings in Miami, Washington, Geneva, in Davos, which try to present progress on the path to peace. And another reality tells another story. We live in a situation when Trump's year of negotiation was called by UN the deadliest year for civilians. The number of people who were killed and injured increased in 31% in comparison with 2024. It's not signed to peace, I'm sorry.
Other than security guarantees, say security guarantees would be there. From your viewpoint as a human rights lawyer, what other points are crucial in a solid peace deal?
Even before the peace deal, human dimension is crucial, but we completely lost it. Nobody talking here in Davos about human dimension. It's not okay. It's not okay. I don't know how to explain that it's not okay to speak only about natural minerals, Russia's territorial claims, geopolitical interest, but don't speak about people. We have 20,000 illegally deported children to Russia. We have dozens of thousands illegally detained civilians and prisoners of the war who are dying in Russian prison. I personally interviewed hundreds of them. They told me how they were beaten, raped, smashed into wooden boxes. Their fingers were cut, their nails were torn away, their nails were drilled, they were electrically shocked through their genitalia. So I know that part of these people have no chance to be alive till the end of this peace talk. But politicians don't speak about people at all. They present the question of territories like question of empty spaces. I'm sorry, it's not empty spaces. Millions of people live on these territories. What will be with them? They live in gray zone. They have no tools how to protect their rights, their freedom, their property, their life, their children, their beloved ones. And I don't think that's okay to behavior like this. We must return human dimension into political process.
What would you like to see from the side of the Europeans on this?
To be more vocal about it. But look, Europeans are not on the table at all. It was funny to see the 28 points plan with the points about European Union without any consultations with European Union itself. And this is a result of inactive position of European Union and European countries, because all these years, it's only Russia who was proactive. And European countries played the game which I call non-escalation management. So Russia committed something horrible, presented like a fait accompli, get some weak reaction and push international community to reckon with it. This was the algorithm, and that's why we are here in this historical moment, because when you just react, when you have no your strategy, it means that you just play Putin's rules of the game. You will never succeed. And historical moment which I described, I speak not about Ukraine. I speak that 2 months ago, Putin openly said that he's ready for war with Europe. May I ask, is Europe ready to defend itself?
I'd like to touch on something that you just mentioned, which is the injustices and the stories of people that get lost. You deal with so many injustices in your day-to-day work, so what can justice look like in the future for these people and the pain and suffering they've gone through?
I work with people affected by this war directly, so I know for sure that people who have gone through hell, they need to restore not just their broken lives, broken families, broken vision of the future, but also their broken belief that justice is possible. And yes, people see justice very differently. For some people, justice means to see the perpetrators behind the bars. For another people, justice means to get compensations, and without it, they will feel unsatisfied because they lost everything. For some people, justice means just to know truth, what happened with their beloved ones. For another people, justice means to get public recognition that something which happened with them and their families are not just immoral, but also illegal. They need to be heard. And we must develop a comprehensive justice strategy with all these elements to reach all these needs. And I'm not naive. There are different geopolitical circumstances which prevent justice to happen. But I do believe that we still have a window of opportunity to make justice as a parallel, independent track to any peace negotiation. What do I mean? International Criminal Court don't care what will be written in peace agreement. He will not stop his proceedings. He will not withdraw arrest warrants. We must, as quickly as possible, to create special tribunal on aggression, to make international registry of damage functioning, to do reparation credit for Ukraine, to use this 300 billion frozen Russian assets, and because justice also has financial meaning, as I mentioned before. So we have to establish this parallel justice track while we still have such window of opportunity.
What's keeping this parallel justice track from functioning at the moment?
I think that we need more bravery and historical responsibility from European leaders. The announcement that Special Tribunal of Aggression will be created was done in June. May I ask, will Germany join to Special Tribunal on Aggression when it will happen? The same question for Italy, for France. Okay, probably United States will not join. Definitely they will not join, or probably and definitely Brazil will not join. But what about our closer partners, where they are, where their voices?
Thank you so much. That's it from my end. Is there anything you would like to say that I didn't touch on?
I think that it's time to change approach to Ukraine. I mean, particularly to Russian war of aggression against Ukraine, because it's become more and more obvious here in Davos, especially when the world order has collapsed, that your security, your human rights guaranteed, depends only on your own shoulders. And that is why Ukraine is not beneficiary of international support. Ukraine is a strong contributor to European security.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.